boys and girls. It's time for Jerry's Outdoor Show. Heard exclusively right here on AM 860, FM 95.1, KWPC, the voice of Muscatine. Powered by Indian Creek Lure Company, the Sicilian Pizzeria, Mitchell Arms and Ammo, Pierce Custom Rods, Tailwater Marine, Deaf Guy Taxidermy, and RB's Outback Bait and Tackle. Like Jerry's Outdoor Show on Facebook. Jerry, our rods and reels are ready. Let's go fishing.
Early this morning I was fishing around. Got me some stink bait and I cast it on down to the bottom of that dirty slough. I pulled up a catfish and it smelled like poo.
I thought it was a sturgeon.
Things that smell like poo. You're on Jerry's Outdoor Show, and
Man,
here we are.
he comes up with a story, doesn't he?
Yeah, you know, speaking of things that smell like that, have you ever reached into the Mississippi down by Kilpack Landing and grabbed you a big old muddy river mud?
Yeah, that gray
river.
Oh,
man.
Ain't that sweet?
Stuff stinks.
Well, it's got a lot of poo-poo in it.
Yeah.
Well, why are you grabbing your
That's
hands
what I was
into
going to
that?
say. If you need something to do, Tim, I can get you a little bit better hobby than that.
Yeah, we can get you better mud.
Well, we
had
had a cabin down there once upon a time, and I
yeah.
had an occasion to get into some mud here and there, so... Yeah.
Nah, little boys don't do that.
Yeah.
Hey, you said a couple weeks ago, and I forgot to ask you, you said you went down to see your sister in Lake Rathbun. She's got a house down there. Did you do any fishing when you were down there?
No, no fishing. No. Nope.
Watch it, Tim. He's looking for an invite.
I know.
Watch him.
Yeah.
How could you be at Lake Rathbun and not do any fishing, man?
Just recreation.
That's
know.
like going into a liquor store and
I
buying
thought
Pepsi.
fishing
Well.
is recreation, Timmy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
just hanging out, you know, floating on the pontoon and relaxing with
Even
family.
on the boat.
Yeah. So
Relaxing.
What's it? It's been years since I've been down there. What's it look like down there? Is it?
Oh, it looks wonderful. I mean, the Corps is really got that place looking nice. You know, there's a big fish hatchery right near there, and then they got that big resort.
Yeah.
Honey Creek Resort, I think.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's like a hotel that you'd find in the middle of a giant metropolis, but it's right there, you know, on the lake.
Right.
Now you said
nice.
your sister was like one of the last houses to be built around there, or something, or
No,
He's getting close, Tim.
I know
Watch
I can see him trying to sneak in there.
Yeah,
What
he is.
sneak it, man? What are you?
What it is they own like a Wausau home type deal in a little tiny bedroom community about 5 minutes from that lake. Mm-hmm. Well, my brother-in-law also bought right on the lake the last piece of land that was available for sale.
There you go.
So he's going to build on that, and then they'll sell the other lake house.
Taxes will go up.
Awesome.
But they live in St. Charles, Iowa. I don't know if you've ever heard of that.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, that's awesome, though. I mean, to have that view. Now, I don't know if I could be actually stuck on one body of water for my remaining days.
That's
a
big.
I was going to say that's
piece
pretty
of
good
water,
size
man.
with a lot of tributaries coming into that.
That's a big lake.
Take you a long time to get bored on that.
Yeah, you do a lot of investigating before you find every inch of that place, I'll tell you.
That sounds like somebody I know down at that northern, old Silky.
Oh, Silky?
Yeah, he's on that same,
Right.
I call it a fish bowl.
Right.
You know, catches tons and tons, but
Yeah.
I couldn't fish the exact same spot like that. all
Right,
the time.
yeah. I mean, yeah, you can
But
traipse
if you had
around
to
it.
get some fish real quick,
I mean, I get the same thing around here. You know, I get bored with the Mississippi, so I go to the Cedar. I get bored with the Cedar, I go to a lake. I get bored with the lake.
yeah, but
I
old
go...
Silky down there, he's got all his fish named.
He does.
He sits there and feeds them. Off his,
He got
off
black
his
magic.
boat.
He got one of them black magic markers and writes on the side of them so he knows.
But no,
Tim's smelling
know,
mud
Timmy,
and Silky's naming his fish.
I don't know, Timmy, if there'd be enough floor work, a guy could go down there and lay a couple floors while he was building a new house.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You want to come down there
might
with
have
me
to
then?
go fishing.
You want to come down there with me?
Well,
And you want me to leave Jerry here at home, don't you?
I lay floors. Get him out of my way.
Now
we
he's
dealt
my
together.
carpenter.
Huh?
He's my carpenter.
Oh no. I got to come down. I'm the last man in.
Well, right. That's exactly.
Get
the last man in, first man to get paid. See, you got to have me come down first, Tim. See, so I can make sure that everything is square.
There you go.
And plumb and all that. And then you bring the carpet guys in.
There you go.
And then after you got your woodwork in, and they can tear it all up with their little stretchy tools and all that, and say, "Hey, what'd you do to my woodwork, man?" It's all paid. Oh, well, the carpet does that.
See, that's what happens when you hire somebody else other than us.
They lay the carpet all against the wall,
everything up.
scratches up all the drywall. How'd that happen? I don't know. The plumber was in here. I don't know. I'm just a floor guy. That's all I know.
Sounds like a lot of BS going on.
Back to the fishing,
right.
Tim.
Yeah, we're only 8 minutes in, and I didn't bring my hip boots or my chest waders.
This isn't hip boots, brother.
This is chest waders.
I've worked construction for 35 years. I can tell you what goes on. But no, we are talking about fishing today, and out there, as you can see, if you look out your window, the Mississippi is, I think it's supposed to crest today, right?
Yeah, again.
Well, it depends what up north does now. I went out to the Cedar last night. We'll talk to our good friend Lonnie Ford here, who actually lives out there on the Cedar. I went out last night to the Cedar, and it's still up. Not as high as it was, but it is dropping. When do you think that's going to get back to what we call normal?
Well, it's got a good foot to go yet.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
But it's dropping at the rate that it's so very slow that there have been some good channel cat caught. Just about on the outside of the river bends, off the sandbars, so it's dropping extremely slow, and it's usually when the water drops, the fishing isn't that good. But
right.
The reason it's so slow that dropping it, that fish are being caught.
Yeah, I went out last night. Actually, took a guy that called me up, like I say, anybody ever wants to go fishing, just let me know. Well,
easy.
A friend of mine, actually, he's a bass player from Herbert Longhorn's band, moved out here from Maryland, and he wanted to go fishing. And he said, I've never been fishing. I want to find out what fishing's about, this and that and everything. Well, first thing, do you have a fishing license? No, I don't. And that's all right. Well, you can come out. You're not going to be able to fish, but you can watch me fish. So he got out last night. I told him, I said, I'll meet you out at Rochester, send him a map to get out there. And he found his way out there. And he got in the boat, and kind of reaching around, grabbing the sides. And my boat's a fairly deep boat. It's not, unstable or anything like that. But he was kind of grabbing things, kind of planting himself in the chair there as we took off. And they got to the side. I said, I'm going to guess you've probably never ever been in a boat before. He goes, yeah, I've never really been out in a boat before. I said, well, you can unclench the side of it. And second of all, what I'm going to need you to do here, Willie, is I need you to look at a tree or a rock or a bird. Stop staring at the water and you won't get so sick.
Starting got a sea legs.
No, he's starting to get a little sick.
Starting to get a little sick. And I said,
there is people that, like his wife, don't look at the water. She don't know which way it's going, and it makes her dizzy.
Right. Absolutely. So he got a little bit stable, and we were out there. We didn't do I didn't do productively well because he wasn't fishing. I did catch a sturgeon, but
Can I say you need Junior with you, or
maybe. Do you really want to bring up a catfish battle right now, Randy?
I got my 5.
and I got your other 15, so
right.
There you go. But anyway, no, I hit all like the deep spots and brush spots, but we were mostly out tooling around. But if I was shallower up by rocks, I would get bit. But like I said, this is more of a recreational type event, so I wasn't really trying to hit it hard. I went all the way down to Hinkyville. If you're familiar with that, after you go under the I-80 bridge, there's this one massive tree snag that's out there. And I did have to make a couple contributions to the underwater cedar gods.
The underwater
They're down there,
box.
yes. I made a contribution, this and that. Which I'm going to tell you, that 20-pound copolymer line is a real tough stuff to break. So you pretty much just got to cut it off. But you had called me earlier in the week, Lonnie, because your brother's been doing pretty good on flathead, you were saying, right?
Yeah, he was catching a few flathead on and off, from my understanding, but he wanted to get some crawdads.
Right.
I guess they've been catching them on on crawdads on pulling line.
Really?
And it's kind of a change
That's a
of
blast.
pace. Yeah,
Flathead on pulling line. That's a blast.
It's kind of a change of pace for him.
Something to do.
You know, typical from our normal bait that we use, and I guess they're really doing real well on the smaller crayfish on hook and line.
Boy, you know, if a feller was looking for some crawdads, where do you think he could go to get some crawdads?
I got my best man on the job right now.
Awesome.
He's also catching a bunch more greengill, too, because a guy come in last night, and I think he got everything but 20 of them, so I'm down to like 20.
Mm-hmm.
But when I called him last night, he was up to their local pub there in Morning Sun, and I called him this morning. I says, well, how you doing? Oh, not too bad. I said, not hungover? Nah, not too bad. I says, when you get them gold medals, keep them crawdads for me. I says, I got a customer that needs some. He says, all right now I'm catching your green gills. I says, oh, then you ain't hung over. You're just sitting there catching my green gills instead of up there working like he normally would be doing.
There you go.
Yep, it's all about fishing. And, yeah, he pretty quick on, he'll get them green gills in about an hour, 100 of them.
All right.
You know, but he's got the ponds. He's got the stuff.
There you go. Tim's got the chart brought up. What we got here
we got
going on?
Mississippi River at Muscatine is actually cresting right now at 10 a.m.
Oh,
No,
gotta
it
go.
says-
See you guys later. See you next week. Bye-bye.
13.2 feet right now, and it'll be on a slow decline after that. It'll still be 13 Saturday, but by Sunday, 12 something, and
When
so a
does it
slow
get back
decline
to
from
10?
now. 10 would be
Next Wednesday?
next, like Friday.
Yeah, next
Oh, that-
Friday.
Slow,
But
so it's
keep
slow.
in
Yeah.
mind, it's going to be, we're getting more rain. I mean, the forecast
Right.
is calling for thunderstorms, So.
I got some buddies up there on Facebook. They're up in Red Wing, Minnesota, and up in there, and they just got a pounding here the other day. So that's why it's going to be on a slow
Well, it
decline.
takes a while to
Still-
get here, too.
You still got that.
They got the
coming
rollers
down.
wide open. There ain't nothing they can do.
Right.
Let
and
it go.
Like I was saying, I believe it was last week we were talking about that, or was it Sunday? I've done so much this week. I can't. Well, first of all, me and Tim were out at the county fair there on Saturday.
Oh,
And-
boy.
It was a little warm.
Yeah,
I
but
could-
you was right behind the cotton candy machine. You know what I mean?
Well-
Get a little sugar. You'll be all right.
Yeah, we were there. It was a warm day, but we met some people. Some of Tim's long-lost relatives showed up.
We look good, though.
Oh, I'll bet.
I mean, we look good
We
out there.
did look good.
We had a little glisten to us.
A little
Yeah,
bit. We were well basted.
I didn't get to see you.
Well, by God, I was waiting for you to come
I-
out, and
yeah,
you never showed up.
I was stuck at the bait shop.
I was going to buy you a drink or something, and you never come out.
Yeah, some of that lemonade that got me in trouble with my diabetic. Half a cup of sugar and one lemon. Boy, that's good stuff, though.
At $8 a glass, you bet it is.
Yeah.
But anyway, so we had that, and I believe it was Sunday I went out to Pool 16, and yeah, the rollers were wide open, and man, there was a lot of water flowing through there, and I tossed my anchor out to kind of hold me. And it kept, I called Randy, I told him about that. He said, well, how'd you do? And not too good. But it kept pulling me. There was a lot of water. And then finally, it's like, you do this thing where it catches. Like, all right, well, we're stuck here, so we'll fish,
Right.
And I went to pull that up.
There's a reason.
Oh, my goodness. So, you do the thing where you fire the motor up and kind of go forward to bust it loose. Well, it broke loose, but there was still something on it. I was like, by God, flatheads are biting my anchor. And I pull it up, and I pulled on it, and I pulled on it, and I finally get it up, and it's wrenching and wrenching. It's like the big 1-inch cable
Yeah.
I ended up pulling it up. I don't know if that was attached to the cork on the river or whatever, but I told
Well, it's
Randy.
going down.
Right. So maybe I did. I busted it loose, but I told Randy about it. I said, yeah, damnedest thing out there in the middle of nowhere. I pull up this big. I mean, it wasn't like a TV cable or electrical cable or anything like
Where it's marked on
Right,
both
yeah,
sides of the
yeah.
river.
Pulled up a 440.
Yeah.
All of a sudden, KWPC goes dead because
Yeah.
they pulled out their
Yeah,
cable.
when they did all that work.
Right, and Randy was explaining that. If you want to tell folks about it now, I think he was pretty interested in what you're saying because I didn't know nothing.
Oh,
about
but
that.
yeah, back when they were building the locks and dams in the channel, they had cables to hold all their equipment so they could do what they was doing. And it's older equipment back then, cables, and there wasn't no hydraulics.
Mm-hmm.
But when it was time to go, they just chopped the cables and left.
Mm-hmm.
And they're still in there because the brakes is full of that back there, where they dredged all that out and was
Right.
building. So, yeah, there's a lot of garbage that they just chopped and left in there.
Well, that was the thing. I went
And
out
back
Sunday.
then, there wasn't no regulations or nothing,
Right.
Now the DNR says you can't even put a duck line out there with a piece of wire.
Well,
on
there's
it.
still a lot of remains.
Pretty
of,
soon we can't use hooks to catch fish.
Right, absolutely. But yeah, there's plenty of remnants of duck lines out there, and that was the thing. There was so much trash coming down the river; it was pointless to be out there. But I went anyway. So.
Oh, yeah.
But yeah, there was a lot of big logs coming through and all that stuff. And speaking of things coming through right now, we're going to get to your fishing report right here on Jerry's Outdoor Show.
Listen up! You're going to want to sharpen your pencil and take some notes. It's time for your fishing report, brought to you by MuscatineTVChannel.com, where you can catch the video replay of this broadcast. Not on cable, not on satellite, but always on. It's web TV, MuscatineTVChannel.com.
Big Hollow Lake, Coralville Reservoir, Deep Lakes Park, Diamond Lake, Iowa Lake, Lake Odessa, Lake Belvedere, Lake Darling, Lake McBride, Lake Saguma, Lake Geode, Lost Grove Lake, Cedar River, Iowa River, Wapsie River, Mississippi River Pool 16, Mississippi River Pool 17. That's your fishing report for the week. Get out there and enjoy the great outdoors that Iowa has to offer.
That's
Where
right.
in the hell did you come up with that at?
Because I read the fishing reports this
It
morning.
was all exactly the same.
They were a good part of them. Belvedere, Darling, Saguma. They were all the same reports from 2 weeks ago. And the ones on the river says no fishing activity. And the ones that there might have been a little activity, they said no real fishing reports because it was too hot last week. A lot of anglers hadn't been going out.
No.
So there wasn't a bunch of report. I wasn't going to
Nobody's been going.
Right, and I haven't regurgitated what they said the following week because it's been the last thing for last week. And it's like, this isn't nothing new. But they changed the date on it, but it's still the same thing. As I know I do it every week. So, yeah,
Well,
big.
in Lake Odessa now, I know they're catching crappies down there and big bowheads and catfish. The slough's putting out decent crappie.
Mm-hmm.
The tubes is open. They're catching, and I seen them in the buckets. The guy comes every day, and he comes back with 10 to 12-inch crappie, which is
Right.
fine, but he gets his limit and stops by and gets his minnows in the morning, and then he stops back by and I'm to pay because
Right.
he serves himself.
Right.
And, yeah, I seen him, so.
Right.
But,
So-
yeah, down home, you can still go fishing. You just can't
Right.
use the river. You can get in the river at, well, not if it's 13-2, but Kilpeck would be shut off, too, because everything else is right down there.
Right.
It is? Kilpack's
I
closed?
don't know about Kilpeck, but if it's 13-2, it should be.
I think it's only 11 right now, right?
No, it's 13,
13?
but I didn't think they closed that until about 15.
Well, I get water in my park down there at 13-6.
Right.
It starts to show up in my lowest hole. I can see like an inch right there. And then
Right.
actually when the river starts to go down, the aqua flush of it, it'll come up on my side just a little bit high and then go back down with the river.
Mm-hmm.
See, it's kind of odd how that does that, but it does. It comes up when the river goes down, it'll come up a little bit, and then when it levels out with the river, it just disappears with the river.
Right.
Has a river, but that's 13-6.
Yeah. Well,
Right.
see, Randy's a lot like Lonnie. When
Somebody
the
can
water
call in that's been down there. I mean,
Right.
I drive by there every day, but I never see that little bitty sign.
263-8600, 263-8600. If you want to text us or call us, is Kilpack open? Because
RB don't know.
It's important because why?
Well, because
so
when
you
water
get in the
comes
river.
up,
No.
What?
The boat landing here is going to be closed tomorrow
Right.
for
Correct.
Ragbri.
Right.
There you go.
And there's a lot of people that ain't happy about that.
No.
Well,
So it would be good if Kilpack was open, because
Yeah.
at least you could still get in somewhere.
Right. So Tim took
You know.
the second part of the show. Thank you. But the
Yeah,
important part.
you can go around Illinois and then come in. I forget what that
Blanchard?
first one. Blanchard.
Yeah.
Yeah, because
Right.
there's no gate on that.
Right.
But the important part to remember here, Tim, is when the water comes up,
Don't
Randy's
go out
bottom
there,
gets
right?
covered with water just like it does Lonnie's bottom. So that's the important part.
Right.
So anyway, hey, we need to slide into a commercial break, and we'll be right back with more Jerry's Outdoor Show.
Keep it right here.
That's a spicy meatball.
The Sicilian Pizzeria in Wilton is now serving domestic and import beer plus wine that complement all the great dishes prepared by owner and our friend Gary Brown. The Sicilian brings you the taste of New York Sicilian-style pizza plus Chicago favorites like Italian beef, meatball, and many more delicious authentic sandwiches. Really hungry? Order a Chicago-style stuffed pizza. Mouth-watering good. It's the Sicilian Pizzeria, 912 West 5th Street in Wilton. Call and place your order with Gary today at 563-732-9396. Satisfy your taste buds with the Sicilian.
Is your boat not starting well or running to its fullest potential? Have Nigel at Tailwater Marine take a look and have it running tip-top again. Conveniently located on Mississippi Drive, just south of downtown Muscatine, Tailwater Marine has years of experience and the skills to keep you worry-free on the water. Tailwater also carries towables, water toys, and accessories for your fun and safety on the water. Call Tailwater Marine, 563-264-BOAT. That's 563-264-2628.
The place where he was born and raised.
Sounds like a place to fish or baiting down at the bottoms. This is Randy Brewer from the Outback Bait and Tackle Shop. When you're ready to go fishing, to hit the river and local fishing holes, come and see me. I've been fishing our local areas for over 40 years. I'll be able to set you up with the right bait and tackle for our fishing holes in the area. I'll even throw in some of my experience fishing advice. So before you head out to your fishing hole, come see me at the RB's Outback Bait and Tackle, located 16114 County Road X61 here in Muscatine. Call me at 563-506-0490. Sign says 9 to 5. Call anytime after. We'll get your bait.
Pierce Custom Rods are handcrafted of the finest materials available and designed to provide the most enjoyable fishing experience imaginable. Each rod features a perfect blend of power, action, and detail customized for the user. If you want the utmost in performance, quality, feel, and appearance from your custom rods, choose Pierce Custom Rods. Search Pierce Custom Rods and like them on Facebook or call 563-299-8645.
And now back to more Jerry's Outdoor Show. If you've missed part of this episode or any other episode, what were you thinking? Give Jerry's Outdoor Show a like on Facebook. Listen to past episodes on iTunes, Podbean, and jerry'sOutdoorshow.com.
No, you know, Tim.
Now, here we go. RB, put your headphones on.
Pretend like you're doing a radio show.
You know, I just got in trouble here in the studio.
You didn't get in trouble.
Jerry says I look like I'm mad sometimes.
I did not.
What?
Yeah.
Hey, that's what he's thinking.
I said I'm busy.
Yeah.
You know?
He just sits over there and runs off the head. You're the main man,
Right.
Tim.
Look, I see this little allegiance you guys are trying to form. You know, you guys are like the Russia and Ukraine.
Yeah, Lonnie's on this side.
Big boy USA. Look, boys, this hand here is justice.
Lonnie's
You know, when
Lonnie's
they get
over in
45 and they know
Iceland. He
they're
just
going
looks
downhill,
at it.
they start being tough, you know what?
He's in Sweden there. He's
Well,
being
I
neutral.
just don't know how to react to Juju Bear.
There you go.
Bear.
That was last week, dudes. Come up with something new.
No.
But no, me and Tim were in here talking. He goes, man, I haven't seen a good friend of mine in a long time, and this and that. And he always wonders if I'm mad at him. No, I'm not mad or nothing like that. And I said, well, Tim, you just have that look sometimes that you look like you're annoyed.
Boy, look at him judge.
Yeah?
He's a judge now.
Hey, I tell it like it is, baby.
And when I get busy, I do tend to go inward, and I'm not an outward type of person. You know?
He says, you look serious. And I know that you're just busy because I've never seen you be mad or act mad or anything like that. And I said, you just have that look that when you get busy, you're concentrating, you're focused. You're focused on your project.
Didn't I just tell you they was catching bullheads down at Lake Odessa and some catfish and
well, there ain't much going on that way. We need to get to the. This is a pivotal election year. We need to get to Tim's problem.
No.
He's antisocial.
Well, you'll bring his mom in next week. We're not going through that on Tim. You just leave him alone like his mom told you.
Speaking of my mom, I want you to stretch her carpet for her.
I'll get her stretched.
All right.
Fuzzy
the carpet.
Stretch it tight.
Carpet.
Hey now.
She was going to replace it. Sometimes you can just stretch it a little bit and it's good as new.
Yeah.
There you go,
just
Mom.
Because somebody didn't stretch it right the first time.
Probably.
Yeah.
Is that what you got your mom for her birthday?
I did not lay
Randy
that.
I'm going to buy her a carpet stretching.
You're going to hire me.
From you're a good son. Carpets, yeah.
Will Dick Lindell be there to supervise?
No, he's got to go.
No, he'll be there.
I cannot get nothing done with him around.
He'll be there.
You ever bend over in front of him? It ain't happening.
Boy. Here we go.
I got to work on my knees.
This is where the thing comes in at the beginning of the show. That
the
says,
disclaimer? That's a license, baby. We can get away with it now. So.
Well, I was thinking maybe you ought to mention it to the people who just tuned in, thinking maybe they were listening to a program after midnight with the Love Doctor, Tim Scott.
Hey, do you do that? Do you have a podcast or anything like that? Or you just do the radio thing? I wanted to ask you this. You've always, for as long as I've known you, you've always been a single personality now. They don't call them DJs anymore. They're radio personalities.
What do you mean a single?
I mean just a solo act. You've never went in partnership, like Tim Scott and the Dog Pound in the morning.
Oh,
no. That never interests you. And
no.
You've had to fill in this week at mornings for Millie because she's out there on the ride. And you said to me, you don't mind doing mornings, but you
not a morning person.
You prefer the afternoons.
Yeah, I'd prefer not to come in until 2:00.
Yeah,
and then leave at about 5.
When you got a real personality, right? That morning one ain't worth a hoot.
They didn't have personality. I just say he looked annoyed.
2 to 5 works really good for me, but
that's pretty short hours.
Hell, they won't go for it though. I tried it once. But.
So that means that your boy Sanders ain't getting the. But anyway, let's get back to it. Kilpack, we don't know if it's open or closed yet. So the brakes, they shut down?
Oh, yeah. Everything.
Right.
Everything down home to get on the river's done. Shut down.
Who could we call to ask about Kilpack?
Fred?
Joe
Fordyce? He won't answer it.
Maybe he'll call now that he just got his
number
out.
Yeah, I got his number.
You want us to call him on the air?
You can give a caller if you want it.
All right, let's call him.
Hope he's in a good mood.
Boy, we're running around without content this morning, huh? That's what happens when the fishing's down a little bit, when the rivers are up.
Well, I thought we were going to talk about 3-ways today.
Sure, let's talk about 3-ways. I'm trying to look for a number right now, so go ahead and start talking about 3-ways, Lonnie. You know what? I think I'm going to do that next week. Instead of me always coming in here and doing this, you guys think it's so easy. I'm going to let Randy run the show, and I'm going to sit in there.
No, I've covered for you before.
That was 2 years ago.
Well, I still remember and I did you a favor.
We were a half-hour show. But,
I made it.
Let's see.
Timmy was guiding me, but we made it.
There you go. Mm-hmm. Absolutely. So anyway, here you go, Tim.
Well, just holler it out to me.
Okay.
No.
Don't do that. Okay.
I don't.
Yeah,
think so.
I don't.
Well, his phone's listed in the back of the DNR pamphlet anyway.
Right.
Fishing
I
regulations.
thought so.
I just didn't have my glasses on, so I couldn't read it to yell it out anyway.
I've got it memorized from work, so.
Yeah.
Call him.
There we go. We'll see if he answers.
Oh, you're just going to surprise him, put him straight on
Right.
there.
Yeah. Hey, Joe, is your refrigerator running? We better go catch it.
Is your freezer freezing? There he is.
Hello, Joe.
Hey, Joe, this is Jerry from Jerry's Outdoor Show. How you doing, bud?
Good.
Hey, you're on the air. Is that okay, Joe?
That's fine.
Yeah, I didn't mean to sneak attack you like this, but we were wondering about Kilpeck Landing. Is that open or is that closed?
You know, I haven't been down there. My assumption would be that it's closed. I was at Toolsboro Tuesday, and it was closed.
Yeah, they're all. This is Randy, Joe. Yeah, they're all closed, but I didn't know about Kilpeck because the river was 13.2. But they got Muscatine shut off this weekend because of the ragbri.
Yeah, I don't think there's a ramp in the entire county that you can use.
Is there a certain cutoff point where it gets to that level, then you guys just shut it all down? I mean,
Kilpeck is that's all the Corps of Engineers. That's not us.
Right.
But you talking like how high the water gets where we shut it all down?
Correct.
Yeah, it got shut down in 2008 when the flood happened then. Yeah, it will reach a point where, it's no traffic whatsoever. And it's only...
Oh, yeah, that was because of the sand was getting washed off the levees.
Yep.
But like right now,
right,
if we went north or over to Illinois, I don't know what that was called. Blanchard Chute and put in, it's still legal to run the river.
Right.
Oh, yeah.
But what I was wondering is there maybe we can call the Corps and find out from them. But I mean, is there a certain point, because we know flood stage is usually what, 15 or 13's like minor, then 15's whatever it is.
I think action stage, they technically say it starts at 15.
Right. So I'm just saying, does water get to like 11.5 and they go, hey, shut her down? You know.
No, I don't think it gets.
Just the ramps.
I don't know the magic number.
Okay.
But I know it can get higher than that before they'll shut it down. What it has to do with is, like Randy said, when it's slapping up against the sandbags at the top of the levee and a weight could blow a hole in the sandbags, they shut it down.
Okay, awesome, Joe. I appreciate your time this morning.
Take care.
All right, thank you, Joe. And we got somebody else on. Hey, you're on Jerry's Outdoor Show. Who do we got on with us?
Hey, it's Jay. I'm one of Randy's neighbors, unfortunately.
Hey, I keep the noise down to a minimum.
Now we got anonymous people calling in, so it ain't all me, brother.
Yeah, Kilpeck is open.
It is open.
Okay.
Yes, it is. The water's about a foot up, about a foot away from the top of the ramp, but the water's not up into the parking lot or anything.
Oh, well, that's great.
It's good to go.
That's good to
I've been
go.
out there the last couple of days, and anybody puts in down there, just make sure you let them know to be careful and keep their eyes open because there's some pretty big trees floating out there. So
yeah. Who's this again?
Jay.
Oh.
Hey, girls.
Yeah.
So how's it been out there for you? Were you fishing or just recreating out there?
I was fishing. Pretty slow. I caught quite a few behind GPC, but nothing to brag about.
Mm-hmm.
Yesterday I went out and it was nothing. I did the bite. I was out there about 4 or 5 hours, but I've been doing pretty good on sandbars.
Chicken liver?
No, sunnies.
Oh,
sunnies.
I know you use a lot of chicken liver.
Yeah, I do.
That's why I had to ask.
Yeah, I like really using the chicken liver behind GPC.
Yeah, I got, let's see, 2 5-gallon buckets coming of the red. That's all I could get a hold of, so we're going to have to just scoop it out and sell it by the ounce.
Yeah.
Because I think there's 45 ounces in the big tub, or 48.
Awesome.
But,
cool beans for everybody out there. First-hand report, Kilpeck is open.
There you go.
And it is going to probably be, like I said, the only ramp you're going to get to unless you're going to go to the Illinois
And they're not
side.
going to shut it off anytime soon if it's dropping.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
we're good to go
right
there.
now. I mean, if it's cresting, I mean, you can see where the ramp's at. Like I said, the water is just about a foot below the top of the concrete ramp.
Right. Fair enough.
All right.
Thanks, Dave.
Thank you, sir.
Now, I will tell you from experience, since we had a cabin down there, at 15 feet, the parking lot starts to get a pretty good amount of water in it, and that's when we kind of had to beat feet to get out of there because at about 14, it'll start creeping up on the land, and about 15, you better get out of there.
Right,
you
right.
know.
So your cabin was right down there by Kilpack?
Yeah, if you go into the boat ramp,
I know where you're at.
and then you turn left and go through that farmer's gate, there's a long road that went back in there, and
They're gone now.
Yeah, it burned
Both of
down.
them. There was, yeah.
No, there was one back there, but that was my sister's cabin, and it burned down a few years ago.
I knew a few guys that had owned a cabin back there.
Yeah.
She sell it?
No,
it burned down.
And then they must really had it
down.
insured because they were able to buy a couple acres on Lake Rathburn and build a house.
Well, what it was is, see, that's Corps land there.
Right. You got to rent that from the Corps.
And
they
they didn't want to do nothing else. They said if anything ever happened to
You're
it,
done.
You were pretty much done down there. So.
Yep. They didn't want them back there no more.
No, and they had to...
There's only one left, and that's the one on the right.
Or the one on the right. But they had to get the block out of there, the basement and everything, and return that land to
back to
original.
Normal. Yep.
I had a couple buddies that had cabins over on the Illinois side, and it was leased from the Corps. I mean, it's like ridiculously cheap to lease it, but you can never own it. And I think you also, if you wanted to dig anything in your yard, you had to get a permit from the Corps to do that because, they're worried about Indian artifacts and stuff like that. So.
And it's like cutting trees or any. I mean, you couldn't really do anything without permission.
Yeah. So, but anyway, there we go. That's what's going on because, as Tim alluded to earlier, we got Great River Days going on. And Brad here from MuscatineTv channel, I know he's going down there to film Ragbri and everything else we got going on. But they got Great River Days all the way up where the boat ramp is itself, the main one, the new one up by Mad Creek. So you're not going to be able to get in there. And then tomorrow you got the Ragbriers coming in. I'm sure they're probably going to use the riverfront. Ain't that right, Brad? The old by the Pearl City.
I hope they clean them logs and stuff up out there.
I'm sure they will. So you got 15,000 people they think coming through here. They're going to be dipping their tires. So I picked a good.
Don't go down G28.
Yep.
I heard 20,000.
Really?
That's what I heard. Well, you figure the people that are coming.
Well,
to get
just the
people
riders
too,
themselves,
so,
right?
Yeah.
And they'll do the whole dipping of the tires and all that. But I don't know about dipping all that rubber into my water system. I don't want to contaminate it. But
by God.
Anyway, so if you're going to be part of the festivities, this and that, or if you're like me, I'm just going to stay home and paint my house for the weekend.
Yeah, I think I'm going fishing.
So how's sales been this week? Pretty slow? Not a lot of people going out. Dead.
I mean, like 3 people a day. And that'd be 2 of them down at the old shop, and just 1 of them in town here.
Right.
And I don't think Fred's had anybody over there to speak of either.
Well, it's here it is. We're about July's about wrapped up here,
and it's the slow time, but there's usually enough to keep somebody busy in them too.
Well, like last week was just
this year there ain't, and it was hot.
Last week was just terrible. Even for me, a guy that fishes 5 or 6 times a week. It was just plain miserable to sit out there with that kind of humidity.
I know that it was in the shade. There was a little bit of wind. I had a 6-pack and a fishing pole. That was horrible. Just
6-pack
horrible.
of Pepsi or 6-pack of Pepsi?
I'm not an inside guy,
Yeah.
Find me some shade and a little bit of breeze, and the heat really doesn't bother me.
Really?
Then after
I sweat like a dog anyway, just reading blueprints, let alone laying the floors.
Well, I didn't want to say anything.
No. It's okay.
Then after the 6-pack, it's a world of adventure after that, folks. Let me tell you. But anyway, we are in dog days of summer. But what I'm trying to say is July's done.
It's really not been the dog 90 degree, 95 degree water.
It hasn't
either.
lasted.
See?
And I remember as a kid, 77, 78, 79, man. Yeah. I don't think my parents bought their first vehicle till 1979 that had air conditioning in it.
Right.
We didn't get central air till 1982. How did we survive?
That was one of them 465s, air conditioners.
I'll tell you how
Four
you did
windows
it.
down and 65 mile an hour.
You had a couple of fans, and you opened up all your windows, and you had a fan in the back of the house, fan in the front, and then you had a fan wherever you was too.
Yeah.
And you just kept
Doesn't
the air
hurt
moving.
to throw some wet towels over in front of them either.
Evaporative cooling. Yeah. So,
but anyway.
Yeah. But that's what pattern we're on. We're in a La Nina. I don't want to get really into the weather a whole bunch, but we're in a La Nina pattern. Typically, that means warmer summers and colder winters. But the other fact a lot of people might not know out there, when you're in the farmland of Iowa, like we are, statistical fact that when the corn is mature, like it is right now, every day it can put out 52 billion gallons of water. That adds to the humidity and drives it up.
One corn plant?
No, all of them together in Iowa.
Do you count all of them?
Yes.
Okay.
I was on 652 million.
But yeah, when that tassel starts to come out, that's when the moisture starts to run.
And this week, the flies, all of a sudden, they've come on with a vengeance. Yeah. So
the mosquitoes have too.
Yep. So the point I'm trying to make is July's done. Here we're into August. You got August, September, October. If you haven't had your boat out by now,
sell it.
Sell it. But hey, we got to slide in a commercial break, and we'll be right back on Jerry's Outdoor Show.
Are you looking for a reliable taxidermist who does superior work? Here's taxidermist Shannon Spooner telling you in sign language why he's the best around. Oh, we forgot to mention, he's deaf. Deaf Guy Taxidermy in Clinton mounts every type of game imaginable, from deer and coyotes, fish and ducks, you name it, he can mount it. Text him, please. Don't call 563-613-4411 or send him an email to deafguytaxidermy@icloud.com. Deaf Guy Taxidermy, proud sponsor of Jerry's Outdoor Show. Listen on KWPC Friday mornings at 10 a.m. Shannon wishes he could. Indian Creek Lure Company is your family-owned tackle shop. They carry the finest in bass fishing products. They carry items not found anywhere else. In fact, if they don't have it, you don't need it. Indian Creek Lure Company specializes in the more specialized tackle. Indian Creek also carries Dobbins and Denali fishing rods, as well as their own line of Indian Creek rods. They can help you spec out a custom rod that's the perfect fit for you, and they cater to bass clubs and tournament anglers. Check out their website, IndianCreekLures.com today.
Mitchell Arms and Ammo has moved. Stop by their new location on Park Avenue inside the old Lincoln School. They are still your locally owned gun shop. Owner Troy Mitchell takes his time to find the right firearm to fit your needs. Visit them online today at MitchellArmsandAmmo.com and start searching their inventory. Suppressors will be available in July. They offer online pricing and local pickup. No freight or extra fees. Just add tax and pick up at the store in a few days. And warranties are honored locally too. Call them at 319-212-0239.
Pierce Custom Rods are handcrafted of the finest materials available and designed to provide the most enjoyable fishing experience imaginable. Each rod features a perfect blend of power, action, and detail customized for the user. If you want the utmost in performance, quality, feel, and appearance from your custom rods, choose Pierce Custom Rods. Search Pierce Custom Rods and like them on Facebook or call 563-299-8645.
The place where he was born and raised.
Sounds like a place to fish or baiting down at the bottoms. This is Randy Brewer from the Outback Bait and Tackle Shop. When you're ready to go fishing, to hit the river and local fishing holes, come and see me. I've been fishing our local areas for over 40 years. I'll be able to set you up with the right bait and tackle for our fishing holes in the area. I'll even throw in some of my experienced fishing advice. So before you head out to your fishing hole, come see me at the RB's Outback Bait and Tackle, located 16114 County Road X61 here in Muscatine. Call me at 563-506-0490. Sign says 9 to 5. Call anytime after. We'll get your bait.
And we're back with the most interesting show on the radio. It's Jerry's Outdoor Show.
That's what happens when you can't go fishing.
You know, we were talking here on break, and me and Timmy were talking about retirement. Now Lonnie's retired.
You got a ways to go yet.
I got a ways to go. Yeah. But we were talking about retirement, and he said, you know, I'm just going to come when I go to retire, I'm just going to live in your basement. And I said, you know what? Randy's got plenty of cabins down there.
I know I could go down to RB if I needed something.
Anytime.
Yeah.
Anytime. So we'll get that set up. But anyway, Lonnie alluded to, we got the voiceofmuscatine.com. If you've been following that newspaper, I don't know how many thousands of readers read that thing.
Over 17,000.
Over 17,000. And we put a series of articles on there called Catfish Rigs. And we were talking a little last week about the Carolina rig and the Santee Cooper rig. But Lonnie brought up the point about talking about three-way rigs. So let's get to it now. Let's talk about three-way rigs.
That's what he was doing. Because he uses three-way.
Right. And I was actually using a three-way rig last night after I lost my stuff on the tree snag. What I like about the for people out there that are wondering what the three-way rig is, that is going to be upcoming article on that, and we're going to have illustrations and all that showing you what it is. So I'm going to try to explain it to you on the radio. Now, the three-way rig differs a little bit from the Santee Cooper and the Carolina rig by it's not in a straight line like all the other rigs that we talked about. The very important part of the three-way rig is the three-way swivel.
Yes.
Without that, you're sunk. Now, what a three-way swivel looks like is basically like a ring, a little bit smaller than a ring you'd wear on your finger, and it's got three little rings that come off of it. That swivel. And if you would look at it like the face of a clock, you'd have a ring at 11 o'clock, 2 o'clock, and 6 o'clock. Now, the orientation for that is the 11 o'clock ring, that's where you're going to tie your main line, your main fishing line that comes off your rod and reel. Your 6 o'clock position there, that's where you're going to tie your weight or lug nut.
Yep. Thank you, Jerry. I forgot about the lug nuts.
Well, the one advantage
I got them
to
in
the
the
lug
bait
nut.
shop, 2 different sizes for you.
Okay.
Okay.
I was going to say mine are ecological friendly, unlike lead weights.
Here we
mine
still
dissolve back to nature.
Yeah, back like your cable that you
like
found.
Your cable that's been laying there for
80 years later.
Yeah, it's dissolved away to 1 inch.
Yeah. But anyway.
Yeah, and then off the 2 o'clock position is where you're going to tie your leader and your hook. So basically, when you throw that out there, your weight's going to sink to the bottom, and that's going to keep your lure or your hook and your leader swimming up in the air. And the important part is this, is it gets that bait up off the bottom and in the eyesight of the catfish. A lot of people think catfish, they just hang out at the bottom and they just feed in the mud. That's not true. They feed all over the water column. They can be near the bottom, close to the bottom. They can be up top. That's why, slip bobbers.
Yep.
It works. So don't just think they're just always laying constantly at the bottom. But the other important part of the three-way rig that Lonnie was speaking to is getting snagged.
Yes.
It actually helps out a great deal if you're in a real rocky situation. I like to fish that hydraulic lab up there in Iowa City, and I know Lonnie does too. Mm-hmm. And that's notorious for rocks.
Yes. Yeah, typically, your catfish, they'll get in behind and wait for the food to wash over the rocks. So they're not necessarily on the bottom.
Right.
And I, at least in the location where I fish at my home, it's extremely rocky.
Right.
And I use 8-pound test, just my crappie test that I normally fish my quarry with, to tie onto that. And because I'd rather lose that than lose the rubber worm that I've got tied to catch the fish with.
And what he means by that is I use about 6-pound test, and that's we're talking about tying to the sinker.
To the sinker.
If
yes.
you would have, if you're, what happens sometimes, your sinker can get caught in between crevices of rocks, and
keep your 20-pound line.
Right,
up
you
above.
keep your 20-pound on your main line or whatever you use for your main line, and
the fish,
and the hook. I use a little bit heavier leader on that. But the sinker, I'll use something like a 6 or an 8. That way, if it does get snagged up, you can usually snap that off pretty easy.
And it's only 7-cent lug nut versus 30-cent piece of lead.
So now, the hardware store.
I didn't know you was that tight. I didn't know you was that tight.
So do you prefer the 15/16 lug nuts, or
he's got his own size?
Do you have to use a deep well on these, or?
Fine cut.
Yeah. Well, no, I just use the standard. Just go to the hardware.
Is that
store and buy
from
'em
what?
by the
Are you
pound.
sure? Or is that from years of working out at the DOT? Because I know they got tons of vehicles out there.
Yeah,
And
now I know where he got them
they
from.
got the maintenance shop
Uh-oh.
out there. Boy, boss, I don't know what's going on, but all these tires are missing one lug nut on these fleet of snowmobiles and stuff, or snow plows. But anyway, yeah, so regardless of what you're using now, for a weight, you're not going to be able to use an egg or a no roll for this. Now, a lot of uses lug nuts. I prefer to use what they call a bass casting, or you can call them a dipsy, or you can call them a regular old bank sinker. And they're going to look like a teardrop, and they're usually going to have a little hook or a little swivel top to them, a little round piece of metal, or it's going to be injected into the lead itself. And then tie that off. Your no rolls in that aren't going to do you any good. And that also is going to help keep that up there.
Well, you can use them, but it's not going to do you no good.
Right.
Like you said.
Yeah. So what do you usually use for leader length? And I try to tell people it's going to be whatever conditions you're at.
Well, the river's up about a foot right now on the cedar. So I lengthen out my drop line for my weight to about 2 foot, 24 inches. And then for my length of, typically use rubber worms. And whatever the length of that wire is, or the string that comes on that, which is about a foot,
right,
is where I tie off from there. As the water gets more shallower, naturally the bottom's coming up closer to the surface. I shorten that lead up. Now, something else I have tried, and they don't snag near as bad, but I don't have the luck with them. And those are called bait walker weights. That are basically a wedge weight with a wire through them that kind of keep even the weight up out of the rocks.
A bottom bouncer. Is another word. Another word.
And I've used those too, but I still have a good luck with just the
It's
typical.
cheaper. It's cheaper.
And like I say, I shorten it up. The water gets shallower. You shorten that up.
I've had that before with the bottom bouncers. The thing with the bottom bouncers is they're more effective if you're trolling. If you're having
right, and I use the heck out of them when I'm walleying, but I very seldom use them for anything else.
Yeah, you're not going to be using them bank fishing. They're not
unless you're in real swift water, like where I'm at.
Yep.
If you're going to fish the wing dams, then it would be sometimes throw one on, see how you do.
Right, but the trick to this is your leader onto your hook. Now, what you're wanting to do is to float that up there. So if you're in a deeper hole and you think they're a little higher, you can just make a little bit longer leader, and that comes in where there's a hybrid that you can use with the three-way rig. And remember, when I'm talking about these rigs like I do in the paper, there's hundreds of variations that you can do with these. Now, another way to get that bait a little bit higher is like we talked about the Shanty Cooper rig. You can, go to maybe a 2 foot leader on your hook and then use one of them peg cigar floats. Put that on there.
Just use a piece of stick.
A stick or a cigarette butt.
Fold it up there nice and pretty.
He calls you cheap. I gotta put you guys together with we'll call it the Ford Brewer rig, which is a lug nut and a cigarette butt.
Yeah, you'll be all right over there.
And a safety pin.
Timmy, gotta keep him down.
I know. He gets wild out of control.
He don't need no Tom and Jerry show.
I'm trying to help these people out here, and then you guys are
I think it's a sign of disrespect myself.
Yeah.
That's absolutely right, Tim. I agree with you. It's a disrespect. I bring these guys in, make them huge stars, and look how they treat me. But no, actually, you're going to have to find out what works in your situation. Not all situations the same.
That sounds like an attorney.
Kind of.
Right there.
Kind of bit.
Yeah, now he's backing out of everything he just said.
I know.
He don't like my stick. They don't like my stick.
People, I implore you.
If I want it to float higher, I get a bigger stick.
There you go.
People, I implore you. I'm speaking to the masses out there listening now. Look what I have to deal with. This is why I have no hair.
I think Juju Bear's getting a little grumpy.
Juju Bear's getting grumpy.
Oh, come on.
Timmy, look at that sour face behind you. He was talking about yours.
I know.
He didn't even turn around, man. He's facing forward. He
can
knows
see
who's,
it in that- he can
he
see it
knows
in that
who's
window.
driving the bus here. But anyway, back to our three-way rig here. I think it's beneficial that people get out and try this. If you're having rotten luck or you just can't pull it together, maybe it's time to switch your game up a little bit. I know, Randy, you got the three-way rigs down there, the three-way swivels.
Yeah, about anybody would have three-ways.
And if you go down and you talk to Randy, if you're not sure what's going on, Randy can help you walk you through it. You know, it's going to be on your determination if you want to use the stick or the lug nut, but that's the way it is.
Are you going to put a drawing in that?
The illustrations? Yeah.
And that will help them too.
Right, absolutely. And this isn't anything that's secretive. You can check it out on Facebook, and
we're trying to make it easy for everybody.
Right. Yeah, I'm just like I said with the newspaper article. I'm giving you the very basics and how I can explain it without a lot of visual aids.
See, most of them worms are 20-pound line,
right?
And you usually fish either 18 or 20 pound for catfish anyway.
I want you to try it first, and if a big fish breaks off your hook, then give me a call, and we're going to set you up and make sure that you get that fish. But the thing is don't get stuck in the same rut and then wonder why it ain't working. Your spring fishing is different from your summer fishing. Your summer fishing is different from your fall fishing.
And remember that weight is what you move up and down, 2 foot, 3 foot, 1 foot.
And don't go by all these, rigs that you have to be, use them to catch fish.
No.
My dad's in his mid-80s, fished all of his life, and he's a fairly good fisherman. He uses 2 number 4 split shots, approximately 14 inches above his hook, and he uses a gold Aberdeen number 3 or number 4 gold Aberdeen hook 100% of the time.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and
keeps it simple.
Yeah. Keeps it simple, and he has tremendous luck catching on what he wants to catch.
But your father is a well-seasoned fisherman.
Yes.
And what I'm speaking to now is to the novices out there that give me calls. And, you don't have to try every one of these rigs. You might try the Carolina rig and be in love with it, or the three-way rig or whatever. I'm just trying to help people out there get a little understanding. There's different things that you can do, but once again, I hate to use the analogy. If you're a concert pianist and you only practice once a month, you're probably not going to make it to Carnegie Hall. So if you're a fisherman and you're only getting out once or twice a summer,
Yeah, but it keeps you from every time you throw out, you bring back a wad of a wad of knots, and then you got to re-rig everything up.
Right.
But that's mostly for that rigging you're talking about in a boat. See, it ain't like last week we could do that from land.
Yeah.
But see, the three-way's better in a boat.
So, anyway, just trying to pass that out there. I know I was talking to the editor, Joel. I guess we're getting a lot of positive responses. And that's what, regardless of what you hear in here, that is our intention of this show.
Yeah.
Is to help you guys out. And for that, we have to slide out of here. We wasted another hour here.
You can go a little bit, another 1 minute.
Another 1 minute?
We got to listen to him for another minute. Lonnie? How you been doing anyway? We don't have to listen to him.
Well, as a matter of fact, got another 10 catfish just 3-4 days ago.
Over your bank again?
Yep, over the bank.
And you was using them shad?
Yes.
Yeah. Your brother's using the crawdads. Hi, Jerry.
There you go.
How you doing over there?
So next week, tune in for the Lonnie and Randy Brewer Fishing Show. Brought to you by, nobody. No, hey, we have a good time with it, and I'm glad you guys tune in every week. And I appreciate all the emails and all that stuff. We'll see you guys next week. We probably only got about 10 shows left, and we're going to call it a season.
Wait a minute.
Catfish fry.
What am I going to do this winter?
Well, you got the Randy Brewer carpet laying show. You can have him in.
Yeah. I got an ice hut that I can run about 65, 70 degrees.
Okay.
Well, you can always do the Doctor of Love Tim Scott show.
Yeah. I never.
No, Randy, he was worried what we're going to do with the show once the show goes off the air.
From 10 to 11 Friday, I kind of get used to this, and then it ain't there no more.
I'd go in the back room, take a nap. Remember, you ain't a morning guy.
Well, I like that idea.
No, I think Randy should have a show. I think the rug doctor.
There you go.
Everybody can call in with their carpet questions and that, and then Randy can pontificate on it, on what's going on and how your last carpet guy screwed you.
And now that you heard that, we got to go, folks. Thank you.
All right, see you later, folks. Have a good week out there.
Broadcasting live from the Muscatine Hy-Vee Studios, KWPC Muscatine, AM 860, K236CF, Muscatine, FM 95.1.